Hi and welcome to Ball Masters Football. We have a brand new show for you guys, which will be talking about transfer rumours from the teams in the top six of the Premier League. I have Coach Kaya here who will be discussing the teams and the players who are linked to the teams in the top six in the Premier League. Who are the first teams that we've got?
Okay, so first we're going to start with our team, Arsenal.
Yeah. Hopefully some good signings, potential. Hopefully we've got the Tielemans.
So far then, not bad. The first thing today is there's been a few rumours of us preparing a 40 million euro bid for Yerry Pino.
Yeah, I've heard about it, yeah.
Who's he plays for Villarreal, made 31 appearances, scored 6 goals and 4 assists last season. However, Villarreal wants 60.
For someone that has only scored 6 goals and 4 assists in 31 appearances, it's not that much.
He is 19 as well.
Okay, so a lot of that's off the bench, I imagine.
Yeah.
Have we played against him?
We did actually in our final Europa League semi-final.
I remember you saying off air that he was.
Yeah, he came on and he gave Kieran Tierney a bit of a show.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that one for me.
Would you say the asking price is too much for someone that young that has potential?
Just in general, I think Arsenal right now they need players that can go into the squad now. Not so much players that Arteta will need to maybe set out on loan and then come back. I think we need players now. The next target is another winger from Bayern Leverkusen. He goes by the name of Moussa Diaby.
Okay.
32 appearances, 13 goals, 12 assists.
That looks a bit more better.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, that looks a bit better.
Same again, Bayern Leverkusen want a minimum of 60 million. Okay. He has signed a new deal as well, long-term
deal.
So,
there's the balls in Leverkusen court in terms of negotiation. So they have to basically, agree to their terms in terms of we'll be able to bargain with Tielemans. Yeah. Where he's only got 1 year on his contract.
They're going to play hardball. Yeah. Definitely going to play hardball. Let's say for you, out of them two, if you had to choose one, from
that, I would go for Diaby. Yeah, I would go for Diaby. But again, I know obviously we've been heavily linked with Neto. Yeah. Which for me, I think Neto doesn't score that many goals. So I know he's come back from a massive injury. So I think depending on how much the evaluation is for Neto, I think that could be something that we could possibly go for, Premier League proven. So it's not necessarily like we're going in to see if we can settle in or we can come in, hit the ground running, we know what to expect from him. So yeah, I'll definitely go for Neto over the two. If that was an option, that would be my player who I'll go for. And
moving on actually to Pedro Neto, who has been heavily linked recently in the past 2 days. Especially mainly because Wolves have signed Gonzalez Guedes from
I saw that.
Valencia. Yeah, he went for 30 million. So to me, that kind of gives me the impression that a winger from Wolves is leaving. Whether that's Pedro Neto or Podence, whoever. But I think Pedro Neto for Arsenal would be a really, really good signing.
Yeah, I think so. I saw we spoke about him on the previous show on the reaction to the league fixtures, and I thought, to me, he stood out for me. I just think for me he will bring a lot of quality to Arsenal. Again, I just think goals. We need more goals from the wingers. We can't rely on Saka, and obviously, Jesus and Martinelli. We need a bit more from other sources. So if we can get some coming on from the bench, and then again as well, it's the outgoings as well. So we're going to let go of Pepe. Does that mean if we do bring in one of those three, are we going to let go of Pepe or are we going to keep Pepe? And, so that's another headache for Arteta to have, which is a good one.
Next is the man that's been linked, it seems like forever.
Tielemans.
Yuri Tielemans.
Yes, my guy.
Personal terms have been agreed for about a month now, but there's been no official bid as of yet, or as of recording anyway. I think that's a deal that we must get over the line. or a midfielder? Because I know we've been linked with Tonali recently as well.
Yeah, I know you.
I do like Tonali.
Yeah, I know. We're talking off there about that. You was kind of swaying to Tonali than opposed to Tillemans. Me personally, with him being Premier League proven, I will definitely go for Tillemans over Tonali.
It's also mainly the price range as well. Leicester want 25 to 30, where AC Milan want anything from 55
to 60.
Yeah,
so it's most likely double. So yeah, I'll go as a cheaper option, and then it could mean then that we could use that extra 30 million that we would have paid for Tonali to possibly pay more to get maybe even two of them, or even get Neto and Tillemans possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Moving on to the next London club is Chelsea.
Yeah.
They made a £60 million pound proposal to Leicester City for Wesley Fofana.
Yeah.
Which got rejected.
He's very good.
Very. Got a
he's
lot of
very
potential.
good.
Has a lot of potential.
I think was him and Saliba one of the
St Etienne.
Yeah, they were.
Leicester mainly won from 80 to 100 million.
I can understand why they would want a fee like that with someone so good. He is talented and he's young as well, so he has a lot of potential. So I think it's a good investment. If I was Chelsea, it's an investment. And as well as that, they brought in Thiago and Thiago obviously previously. They already got Thiago, but they brought in
Koulibaly as well. Their defence can be rock solid.
Yeah, so I don't know where they will play him in terms of whether they will look to play him as a right back or left back, just in case he can't break into that central midfield. But yeah, he's very, very good.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool have made a few rumours going around about Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
They have had
links with him. They've been calling.
Thiago has now got a 6-week injury that I saw with his hamstring.
Yeah.
That he did at Fulham. So they've made it a few rumours about Bellingham. Obviously, that price range is going to be something ridiculous for Bellingham.
What about? I know, obviously, I don't want to tempt fate, but what's stopping them from maybe looking at Tillemans?
That's what I was going to say. Yuri Tillemans. If Arsenal can't get a deal of their line, I saw that Liverpool were going for it.
And then Liverpool's offering Champions League football.
Exactly.
So, it then becomes a thing of, I know he supports Liverpool, he supports Arsenal, supposedly, but I'm thinking then you're looking at your career.
Yeah.
So, if Arsenal are playing loose ball and in terms of waiting that long to make an offer, it could come back and bite. Liverpool may just come in, stomp the cash, pay the cash, and get him. Yeah. So, I really think that Arsenal need to just be very careful with that and monitor how Liverpool are looking, searching for players. So, if it does come about that they are sniffing around Tillemans, I would say get that deal done very soon. But yeah, I could see them needing going in the market for a midfielder. I don't know which midfielder, but they will have a midfielder by the end of the transfer window.
Speaking of another name that I mentioned about Arsenal, Yeremy Pina.
Yeah.
Liverpool also made a €40 million bid for him, so it's a bit of a race between Arsenal and Liverpool. I think personally, if anything, Liverpool will get this done over Arsenal, mainly because what they can offer.
Yeah, and I think as well, it'd be depending on what Pino thinks about the project, whether it's something that he's going to be playing regular football, regular game time. So again, if he's a winger, is he going to be able to get into a situation where he might go, right, let me go and play for Arsenal, where I'm going to get likely to get more game time. If I'm at Liverpool now, I'm already got Salah.
He's got a fight into that team.
Yeah, Firmino and Diaz and Jota to obviously to contend with. So, it's going to be quite a big task for him. Maybe they might put him on loan back to the club where he's at, possibly depending on what their purpose is for him. But yeah, I would say we have equally an opportunity to be able to get him. I would say depending on where he's at on his journey as a football player.
Yeah. And moving on to Banter Club FC, United. They've come to an agreement with Juventus for Rabiot.
Yeah.
For, I think, apparently €8 million.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it doesn't make sense.
Do you reckon it's a panic buy?
I think so. I think that I saw something actually. They spent 13 weeks trying to get this De Jong deal done.
Because I'm just thinking that there surely, if you knew that Pogba was obviously going, you sold Matic, or you released Matic, or you went on a free. So I'm thinking to myself, you should know what you have to be able to go, right, these are the players that I need.
Yeah.
At least try and get at least two of these players. It's not as if they're strapped for cash, but they haven't got any. I think they pricely buy players. So for example, like the Martinez. Again, talk about Martinez, he could play midfield. But
you still got Fred and McTominay in there.
Yeah, I think they need an upgrade. Definitely need an upgrade in there.
But Rabiot is no upgrade. They compared him to McTominay, and he actually had worse stats compared to McTominay. So I don't know if that's to the league, or I don't want to make excuses now.
The other thing, obviously, don't want to move on too hastily, but again, even the other one is Casual Arnautovic. There's a bit of a questionable one. Like,
Bologna rejected it as well. That's the thing. He doesn't actually want to go to United, which is something must be going on in United.
Yeah, I think I honestly don't really know what's going on with them in terms of what they see.
Their recruitment.
Their recruitment, yeah. What they see in getting Arnautovic. I think they need someone a little bit more young, quick, hungry. I think he comes in with an ego as well. I know he has slightly like a Zlatan ego type thing, but right now to have someone like Arnautovic and Ronaldo there,
you don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. I would. There's other alternatives. I don't know why they don't go for Ivan Toney personally. Just go for Ivan Toney.
It'd be a safer option.
Yeah, it's a safer option. I personally think it'd be a better option.
And moving on to the other side of Manchester with Man City.
Yep.
Literally just before we start recording, Barcelona have reportedly made an agreement with City for €80 million for Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that came out the blue for me because
did not expect that.
Again, I don't know what to say.
For a team that's so in debt, I don't know where to get the money from.
Yeah, so I think it's to do with the train and the stadium, and in terms of
a lot of the TV rights, they've sold their TV rights quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I think something seems fishy.
Yeah, definitely.
I imagine it will come out in the light eventually in terms of what's going on, in terms of how much damage they could be potentially doing to themselves. Is questionable because I don't understand how you're in so much debt to then all of a sudden you've got a lot of money
and they can't even register the players.
They can't register players. So again, and I know it's in a women's team as well. They can't register players as well. So it isn't just the men's. It's the
whole club is affected.
Yeah. So I think Bernardo Silva. I think he'd be a great addition for them. I think he could possibly be a massive miss for Man City because I think it was a bright spark last season.
But then who do they bring in? Because they've got a lot of outgoings, but they need to fill in that position again. Yeah,
I think they'll most probably have. Obviously, they've got still Gundogan. They still got De Bruyne.
Rodri.
So I think what they most probably would do is Pep will find some way, identify a player that they could maybe go for.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they're going to stick with one of the academy kids coming through. But yeah, I would definitely watch what City do in the next couple of days or weeks just to see if they can help find that replacement because 80 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Moving on to our North London rivals is Tottenham.
Yep.
They have officially signed 22-year-old Destiny Udogie from Udinese for an estimated fee of 22 million.
Mm-hmm.
However, he is staying on loan at Udinese until 2023.
Okay.
For me, I don't know much about that. I know he's young, obviously 22 years old.
Yeah.
For me, that says that Conte's staying long term. That's what it says for me.
Yeah, I think he is looking from that. That's an investment. That's an investment. So basically, you know, he's not going to be having game time at Tottenham. So the best thing to do is sign him, let him play first team football at Udinese, and then from there we can then get him in from next season. And by that time, he should be having that much first team experience to be able to you know hit the ground running at Tottenham. So yeah, quite intrigued to find out how he gets on.
And moving on to another Italian club is Roma. Nicolo Zaniolo. Roma received a bid from Spurs, reported by sources by an undisclosed fee. For me, I've seen Zaniolo 3 times. I think he's a very good player. Yeah. I saw him in the Conference League and he was on fire. He was a very good player. For me, I think that'd be a good signing. For Roma, I wouldn't say a big loss because they brought in, you know, Dybala. They fulfilled his position again.
Yeah, I did notice. You know, Roma they've done a lot of good business. I'm looking to see how they get on this season because you know they've really brought some really good players. I think Mourinho seems happy where he is.
Definitely.
And I think for a long time I know he's been, you know, from club to club to club. But it seems like he's very, very humbled and you know
very comfortable where he is.
Yeah, and I think he'll be there long term. I've been really, really impressed with the players that they've signed.
Yeah, very good players.
Yeah.
Thirdly, Joe Rodon, Tottenham youngster, has been loaned out to Rennes with a 17 million option to buy.
Okay.
I think for Tottenham, good business.
Yeah.
Getting the young players experience. It's a bit like Saliba.
Yeah.
Loan them out. Once they've got experience, bring them back. 17, even if they didn't go for 17 million, it's still, I think, a good investment. Through the academy and they get 17 million profit.
Yeah, I agree. He is, and especially for that price as well. So he has a lot of potential. So for someone to, you know, with an obligation to buy for 17 million, that is a good investment on their part, because at least then that, you know, for someone that they didn't actually pay for, you know, they made a lot of profit on him.
Yeah. And lastly, AC Milan continue talks with Tanganga for a 1-year loan. I think again, good business. Tanganga had a lot of game time last season.
Yeah.
I think he got 3 red cards last season actually.
Yeah, I think maybe.
I think he needs that experience as well.
I think a loan will be good for him. I think at least then he won't be so raw, so he'll just be able to be a little bit more relaxed, and not be able to, in certain situations, a bit like Saliba, where it took him a little bit less time to, obviously where he had time to get the experience at Marseille and then come and then do so well. I think sometimes it's not bad an option just to go out on loan and then be able to get some experience and then come in. So yeah, I was very, very pleased with that.
Okay, and last question for you. Out of what we've got so far from reported sources, who do you think will have the better transfer window out of these top 6 clubs?
I'm gonna say Arsenal. In terms of the players, the amount of players that they brought in, but not the amount of players, I should say. It's the quality that they brought in. I would say Tottenham at a close second. I think obviously City's brought Haaland, Liverpool's brought Nunes.
Big statement signings.
I think Chelsea have brought more defensive players, but that's all because they've lost all those defenders, Rudiger and all those players. So where they've lost them, they're having to replace them. So they're having to basically just have a brand new defence, which again is going to have to gel. It's going to take time. But yeah, I would say Arsenal will be my first, Tottenham my second. I would say City third, Liverpool fourth, Chelsea fifth. I would say. But again, obviously, as you know, the transfer window is still open.
Yeah.
And I know
anything can happen.
Yeah, so I imagine tomorrow, obviously, we'll do another video and we'll be able to give some more updates. So as of when we know more, we'll share it with the viewers. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like and subscribe to our channel and help it grow. What we will have is we'll plan to have more regular transfer rumours coming to your screens, and I just